Hello and welcome to this week's episode of War Games Geek. This week I'm showcasing my ancient Greek hoplite army. This was the first army I ever painted many years ago, and although I've had these figures for a good few years and I've painted hundreds of figures since then, these are the figures that I'm probably the most proud of because this was my first ever attempt at painting a whole army. I think there's a bit of everything here. I've got some Spartans, some Theban sacred band, some archers here, some Cretan archers, some Balearic slingers, some skirmishers, regular hoplites, heavy cavalry, light cavalry, so there's a bit of everything here. So let's have a look then at the Cretan archers to start with then, the first unit there of 12. And what I've done with all of these is I've painted them with a sort of slightly darker skin tone, where they'll have that sort of Mediterranean look, and most of them are sort of black or dark brown haired, with beards and so on and so forth. So there we are, there's the second archer from that little unit there of Cretans, and I've done that in a sort of an off-white colour. So what I did originally when I painted these was I started off with just base paints, and then as the years have gone by they've had a few sort of touch-ups over the years, and most recently I've done the quick shade treatment on this one, as you can see there where that's sort of sunk into the folds. This is a unit of heavy cavalry, and they've all got shield and spear and a heavy, and a helmet even, that might be heavy. And this one's got a sort of horsehair crest on his helmet there. So that's the heavy cavalry and the first unit of Cretan archers that I've put together, and a nice little set to start us off. So as we move along the table then, I've got a little unit of skirmishers here. So these guys have either no shield or small shields to defend themselves with. This one's got a sort of eye painted shield. He's naked apart from his cloak, and some of them have got sort of some minimum dress on, so none of them have really got any protective clothing, chainmail, anything like that, cuirasses or anything. So they would have literally just been a unit there as skirmishers. This unit here is peltasts. These guys are all naked peltasts with that sort of half moon shield. Most of them have got the half moon shield, some have got a full circular shield. Nice little unit here. And with these ones, what I've done is, because they would have had javelins, the peltasts, I've left them as bare metal. I'm not sure if they would have been wooden, they probably would have been, but I've just left these as kind of bare metal. And again, just all he's got is his shield and his helmet there for protection. No clothing, nothing at all, just completely naked. So that's these guys, the peltasts, as we move along the table. Another one here, this one I've done sort of some black and white stripes in the horsehair plume there, and this one's got a full circular shield. Again, no footwear, completely naked, as a day was born, bless his heart. So moving along then, at the front here, I've got some Balearic slingers. These guys, for the Warhammer Ancients rules, these guys are pretty good actually. So if they're within 9 inches of the enemy, they've got a double shot and they pack quite a punch. Behind them I've got some standard unit of hoplites. These figures are mainly, not this particular unit, but all the others are from War Games Foundry. These guys, I'm not sure actually where they're from. Their spears are slightly shorter, but I've given them the same treatment with the sort of shield transfers and that sort of thing. And I've just tried to mix them up a little bit and just make them look slightly different from each other on the table. I think that's one of the things I really like about the Greeks, is that although they're a unit, they did have different shield designs. They would have worn different clothing and different colours. So it makes them, although they're the same and part of the same unit, it actually makes them quite different. Just zooming in there, you can see the musician to the centre there, and just to his right then the unit champion or leader. So that's that unit there. Just moving, I'll pick him up actually, just have a look at him. So this is the leader of this unit. I've done him mainly in white. He's got the sort of horsehair crest going sort of left to right across the helmet, and as you turn him round, I've just done sort of some braided hair, and again just quick shade dip. This unit is a well-known unit. They're the Theban sacred band. These were pairs of male lovers in this particular army. The idea being that if one of them was killed, the other would go into a frenzy and kill everybody. So that was the idea of those. And what I've done here is I've done these as uniform as I can. So they've all got that sort of yellowy uniform, and on the front of the shield, the sort of curtain bit was to stop arrows that were being fired at them from hitting their legs. So like a sort of thick linen curtain. This is the unit musician. I'll just bring him forward and show you him, and the sort of leader of this unit. Let's just zoom in. Let's just get that looking right. So he's got his helmet taken off on he's holding on to that, and he's holding on to his shield, his sword handle. So that's him. Again, quick shade dip now, so that's them guys. I don't think I'll bother doing these anymore. I'm really happy with how they are, and they're great for tabletop wargaming purposes. So that's your sacred band, Theban sacred band. I'll just put him back in, and I'll show you the musician from that one. So he's the musician for this unit, and again in that yellow with the horsehair crest, and a sort of nicely detailed figure. As I say, these are from War Games Foundry. So I've got another unit of skirmishers here, and some of these are again naked, some have got shields, some haven't. Let's just put this guy up here and show you him. So let's just, where are we? There we are. Right, so dark brown hair, this guy, rather than the black, but again that sort of darker sort of Mediterranean skin tone, and a small shield with a sort of red face on it. So there isn't much to paint on those, just pretty much one colour skin. So then we look behind this unit, and I've got a unit of sort of standard unit of hoplites. These are the War Games Foundry ones, so they're a little bit bigger, and they come with the spears as well. The problem with the spears is they don't bend, so if you if you put your hand on them, my Christ, it does hurt. So again, just different colours, and nice sort of pattern on the shield. He's got his spear, so to form that that hoplite phalanx, that fighting formation that the Greeks used so well. So that's him. I'll pop him back down, and let's move along to the captain or general of that unit. So he's got his shield and a sword. Again, different colours, but they all look really good in a unit together. So this is the chap. You might have recognised him, one that I painted before. I'd run out of transfers, so I literally done a sort of hand painted that shield design. If you look on Google, you'll get all sorts of different designs. Some are quite intricate, some are easier than others, so I went for an easier than others. So another unit of slingers then, the Balearic slingers. And then behind that is your kind of your veteran or your toughest unit. That's your unit of Spartan hoplites. And these guys again, because they were a sort of specific unit, I've done them all the same. So they've got the upturned red V. Oh, I just stopped him. Upturned red V on the shield, and they're all, literally these figures are all the same, with the long hair, the long beard. Some I've done with sort of grey in there, so they're greying, but they're a standard unit, all with the red sort of tunic underneath the protective clothing that they wear. I'll just zoom in so you can see his face, and that's the detail on those. So nice and up close, they still look really good, and the detail's quite fine on those. These guys all came with the standard sort of War Games Foundry spears. As I say, they don't bend at all. There's literally no giving them, and more than once have I stuck one in my hand by accident. They do hurt. So that's that one. And then what I've done is I've gone for a slightly different figure for the unit general or captain. So this is the only one in this unit that's got the horsehair crest, and I've done that in red and white. And his shield is slightly different in style. But other than that, I've tried to keep him as sort of uniform as possible. Moving across, then we've got another unit of archers here, and two units behind that of hoplites with your general and the musician again. I've mixed these ones up again, so what I've done is I've just done sort of different colours for the uniforms, and the shields are all different designs and styles, which would have been historically accurate, I suppose. I've got the horsehair plumes on some of them, again, different colours, reds, whites, greens, whatever colours I could think of. And the same for the unit here as well, so different shield designs. And I'm really pleased with how they've turned out. They're really nice and sort of good fun to paint, and to get a unit together was great. But then when the whole army started taking shape, it was absolutely fantastic. So moving across then to the last couple of units that I've got here. I've got another last unit of skirmishers at the front here. Just pick this guy up and just show you what I've done with him. I ran out of shield transfers, so I done a sort of, I don't know, a sort of cow skin pattern or something similar like that on the shield. I'm not sure it's brilliant, but it's fine for the gaming purposes. And then at the back here, I've got a unit of light cavalry. So we already saw the heavy cavalry. That was one of the first units we saw. That had the shields and the sort of heavy armour. These guys have got just a sort of tunic type thing, and a hat to keep the sun off, and a spear to sling at the enemy. So that's the light cavalry. Horses were quite good to paint, and again they took the quick shade dip really well. So let's just scoot over to the temple at the back there. This was something I picked up cheap off of eBay. It was a resin kit that I glued together, painted it, stuck a bit of a base on it, some flowers and some grass tufts and things like that, and that's the temple. I used some white, I think I sprayed that with white spray, and then used, as I say, the quick shade dip and a bit of matte varnish. Well, that brings me to the end of this week's video, so as usual, please do like, subscribe, share and comment, and as always, thanks for watching.